Hello, everyone, and today we'll be diving into the story of Nolan Xavier Wells by Africa Speaks. Let's dive in. Introduction. On July 4th, 2026, the 4th of July, 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells went to Horn Island in Mississippi with friends to celebrate the 4th of July. 2 days later, Nolan was found dead in the water. And more than a month later, there are still major questions about what happened to him. This is the story of Nolan Xavier Wells. Who was Nolan? Nolan was the guy. Nolan is the guy in the picture, the baby in the picture. Nolan Wells was an 18-year-old black teenager from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. He was a college student, a football player, and according to people who knew him, someone with a lot of potential ahead of him. But on July 4th, Nolan's life took a tragic turn. He traveled to Horn Island with friends for the holiday. Among the people publicly identified in reporting were Jax Pitello, Morgan Seymour, and Warren Hudson, who were described in reporting as whites. Who was Nolan? Nolan's actual picture is that right there. Nolan was black. That racial difference has become an important part of the public conversation surrounding the case, but it's important to say clearly there is no evidence establishing that Nolan's friends killed him, and they have not been charged with his death. The night of July 4th, according to accounts reported by the media, the group eventually experienced problems with their boat. Nolan remained on Horn Island while the others left. His phone was reportedly left behind on the boat. The friends have said Nolan intended to find another way back, but Nolan never made it home. And that is where the mystery begins. July 6th, Nolan is found. 2 days after Nolan disappeared, his body was found in the water near Horn Island. His family was devastated, but there was another problem. What actually caused Nolan's death? An independent autopsy commissioned by the family reportedly determined that the cause and manner of death were undetermined. In other words, the examination did not provide a definitive public answer explaining how Nolan died. The investigation. As the investigation continued, questions began spreading social media. Across social media, people wanted to know during what happened during Nolan's final hours. Who saw him? Who spoke to him? Why was he left on the island? And exactly how did he end up in the water? But here's something extremely important. Internet theories are not the same thing as evidence. No one from Nolan's friend group has been publicly charged with killing him. There is currently no publicly named murder suspect in Nolan's death. Complication. The case became so controversial online that several people were eventually charged over alleged threats connected to the investigation. But those charges were not murder charges. They involved alleged threats against people connected to the investigation, including a judge and a witness. Authorities have also warned about the dangers of online speculation and threats. NAACP gets involved. Then came another major development. The NAACP joined the legal team working with Nolan's family. Civil rights advocates have called for a thorough and transparent investigation. The Congressional Black Caucus has also requested a federal investigation. For Nolan's family, the central question remains simple. What happened to Nolan Wells? Conclusion: an 18-year-old went to an island to celebrate the 4th of July. He never came home. His family is still mourning, and the public is still waiting for answers. Until investigators establish exactly what happened, we should be careful not to accuse anyone of murder without evidence. But asking questions, that's different, because Nolan Wells was somebody's son, somebody's friend, somebody's teammate, and his family deserves to know what happens to him. What do you think should happen next in the investigation? Thank you for watching this video. Tell me what you liked about this video in the comments. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in our next video.